Inside the womb, the fetus knows no stranger. The fetus knows no body but the woman in which all of a sudden you're aborted. Outside the womb, the woman surrounds herself in pity, knowing the repercussions of her bad behavior. She's dead. Miles away from the woman, not knowing that she has control over her own body, not himself, he grows weary of her. He found her dead. Brian Mullins the Fox proudly presents a Corsac Theater presentation, a shocking, realistic, but accurate story about abortion. The very first abortionary centrism documentary coming this Halloween. Unlike the meaning of life, a fetus can never understand, let alone live up to term without the woman undermining it. And finally, unlike eating and drinking without it being an addiction, fetal philosophy. Behind a computer screen lies a legend. Behind a persona, one man with one mission has gotten everything straight, reassessed what was going on around him, and now, after over a month of production, he who must be named brings you The Roast Game, a final look. 10 parts, spanning almost 5 hours in total of everything about the serious topic at hand. Almost 5 hours of looking at every angle. Almost 5 hours of analyzing every forefront. And almost 5 hours of timeline after timeline in chronological order to set a precedent. A breaking point left unbroken, a promise kept, and a clusterfuck of information to come our way. This holiday season, Brian Mullins the Fox proudly presents a 10-part series analyzing the following. 1. The history of studying calories. 2. The history of studying self-conflicting consumption statistics. Number 3. The history of studying Christmas food waste statistics. Number 4. The history of studying the roast game death toll. Number 5. The history of studying roast preparation time. Number 6. The history of studying literal forensic evidence. Number 7. History of studying anatomy and meat choice. Number 8. The evolution of the Canadian roast game theory. Number 9. The history of studying the real-life example of the roast game theory. And finally, number 10. The evolution of the roast game theory. The Roast Game, a final look. A monumental experience you will never forget. May Christmas and all who loved and enjoyed it when you were young, growing up, as an adult, or even to this day, never feel or see it in the same way ever again. Coming this December. Brian Mullins the Fox Home Video shares with you such a delightful opportunity to tune in, or at least watch, all these 4 great seasons in a brand new way. Season 1 from 2018, Season 2 from 2019, Season 3 from 2020, and finally Season 4 from 2021 will all premiere separately on virtual VHS. The Roast Game Theory, Seasons 1 through 4, coming to virtual VHS between March and June 2022, only from Brian Mullins the Fox Home Video. Brian Mullins the Fox Home Entertainment proudly presents The Roast Game, the entire timeline. 4 must-see parts, including the following. All 4 seasons of The Roast Game Theory with Detective Brian Mullins the Fox, all rant/commentary videos on the topic of The Roast Game, all 5 dramas, including the 3-in-1 known as the Drama Triathlon, all 4 Roast Game documentaries, all 3 research videos spanning from early 2020 to 2021, the Canadian Roast Game Theory, the 3-part series, and all the other videos that technically prove the roast game in both America and Canada, delving into all factors/facts in full context and detail. Number 1, calories. Number 2, self-conflicting/contradictory Christmas consumption statistics. Number 3, Christmas food waste statistics. Number 4, the roast game death toll in both America and Canada. 5, roast preparation time. 6, literal forensic evidence. 7, anatomy and meat choice. 8, the Canadian roast game theory. 9, the real-life example of the roast game theory, also known as Nicholas Justin Emmett. And finally, number 10, the roast game theory itself. Just like what we went over in the roast game of Final Look, but in a deeper, longer, and more thorough timeline. The roast game, the entire timeline, coming December 28th through the 31st, 2021. Only from Brian Mullins the Fox Home Entertainment. Get something to eat, get something to drink, sit back, relax, and watch all these 4 parts before 2022 comes ringing in. Time to study now. If only I could find out why I'm adopted. I wonder why I was told as a kid that baby Jesus was in a manger right around the time he was born. Why would we be portrayed as animals? I wonder what's in the mail for me.
Mary, it's you here. Good grief, I didn't expect you to be here in my dreams. I thought you were right next to me in bed. Did you have any plans of going on an adventure with me to find the truth of why baby Jesus was in a manger?
Hi there, Ebony. Didn't expect you here either. I wonder why you even concern yourself over the Bible. The Bible has no credibility, the biggest example of that being Noah's Ark. But I wouldn't want to bore you to tears. Please be more specific about your little journey here.
Well, I've been doing some research and I want to take you all the way back in time. If only I could find the little time machine I just pulled right out of my ass.
Ha 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 ha, you are silly. A time machine? Are you sure it fits the 2 of us? If so, I will be eager to oblige. I wonder where we will be going when we go back in time. I am curious on why you would make such a precautious decision.
I know, right? Maybe when we get there, we will also travel back to the time when you were young and still had a younger brother. I could even get to know his name before he was taken away for a Christmas holiday feast.
I have a younger brother? I thought you were my younger brother.
Yeah, but your memory can deceive you. Maybe it's just worth a try anyway.
Maybe I do want to be young again. Also, I really want to be with him again. I think his name was Christopher, or was it Bartholomew? I don't know. All I know is with you and me together, we can at least try. Try as we must, I say.
Yes, thank you. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or is there something even deeper you want me to know about?
I really want to know how my younger brother went away. Was it in a dream or a nightmare? It must be gruesome for all I know.
Well, it is even worse. It's not just gruesome, it's an absolute bloodbath. When he was a little boy, since his family was very religious in nature, he had his butt literally cut clean off instead of them consuming ham for Christmas. To be honest, cannibalism itself is legal except in Idaho, and it's very easy for someone to get away with murder. How many children just like him will you discover on the way?
Great balls of fuck, what the fire. I did not know that, and for argument's sake, let's stay neutral and say you come to your own conclusion.
Well, I am pretty damn sure I reached mine. Enough said. Can you help us get out of this bright but dark dream we're having right now?
Sure, no problem. I am so excited, let's go.
Oh no, my outer conscience says it's only 4:30 a.m. I only need 4 hours until I wake up. What do you want to do for now until then? Maybe we'll just wait here like silent church mice and wait until the cows come home.
I am still thinking so deeply about my brother, it still may take me a while to cope with the idea of visiting back. All these years, and I've been fed nothing but lies. Lies were told to me just to save my own. This is a travesty. I feel a little shy now, but I will not let hesitation get the best of me now.
There, I know how you feel. I've been fed lies too, cried myself to sleep once. But ever since then, my mental health has been stellar at best. I am not having deep thoughts of depression or the sort.
Well, off we go.
Off to the races, lassie. Well, now is the time for what we must do, Mary. We have to go back in time. Let's get all our emotions out of the way, think long and hard, and we'll come back smelling like a rose, I promise.
Are you sure, Ebony, are you? I don't want to come back smelling like a slaughterhouse built in the 1950s or 70s. Besides, it is easily one of the hardest things I ever thought of doing, so I'll go there regardless.
Ha 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 ha. You are silly. You won't even be a little girl when we go back in time. Just be thankful that you're not too small to come back grown up.
You, being little is something impossible to do. That's why time machines are taboo in the West nowadays. This is the only one we can get to.
Same. I get how you feel, but all of this whining you're doing just seems so silly. Stop being such a cock teaser, Mary.
Ooh, that was a hell of a nail biter. By the way, you might want to do it quickly before the people of the past know that we are coming to them and for their precious little potential manger feast.
I can't even begin to imagine you as a little girl being in that manger. No one would want to eat you, but they are relentless. Emotions can be deceiving.
That's why Christmas isn't so cheerful. That's why I've been fed these lies in the first place. Thank you, Captain Renegade again. Now, let us go back to those days and see what they are really up to. I wonder what year you want us to travel back to.
Between 6 and 4 BC, and even the final years BC, where when baby Jesus was supposedly born. Ooh, cringe.
Hit the rock, Jackie Pie. Well, here we are now. They all just knew that we were coming back to their day and age. They left us with some relics and some bones by the way. I wonder where this baby Jesus went and where did all of this ceremonious celebrations take place anyway. We searched everywhere but couldn't find any. Ebony, do you have any explanations as to why?
Obviously, since you talked about how the Bible has no credibility, the conclusion came to us. The conclusion was that since the Bible is not credible, every single fictional story that we're taught by it is fake. I'm not surprised, but I am ashamed of my journey. I would have found something extraordinary, but no, nothing the fuck at all. These people with such balls of steel, they knew before their time that what they were doing was wrong. But did they listen to the 10 Commandments? Did they know that their supposed Lord and Savior would frown down upon them with great fury? Would he have killed them all? Absolutely not. He hasn't the balls to go with great irony. I have so much fury in my blood that I would turn it into paint and write a message with it to them. They should be ashamed of themselves. I should write if God would have pity for such a man or being, that he will be his guide to the end of the world and back. Maybe you never existed before. Besides, we're almost done with our journey, even though it didn't take us long at all. Now, do you want to come back to see your younger brother again, Mary?
Not right now, Ebony. I want to see where the hell that Bloody Mary went. I want to see how much of a whore she would be if God never took off his clothes to fuck her with cosmic cum. Maybe Satan should have been there. Being the stepfather of this would-be could-be grown-up Jesus. Now, I don't blame you, Ebony. I just don't get me started on my baby brother, or else I will start crying again. I don't want to come back to the time where nobody cared for me, nobody put food on my plate, nobody raised me or helped me grow. I know that I'm an ungrateful wench, but come on, Ebony, I don't know if I am the mother of that child, but if I am, I should have known that you were the son I forgot existed before. I should have known that young boy's name, and I know it's not you, Ebony. I know that after 5 years being engaged and married, that you would be that God with his elastic and cosmic cum. If that's what people believed painted this boy's life into existence, sex is life, and the creation of such
This is why I married you, knowing you are of pure and young blood. But I never knew how entitled you would be. Just look at yourself, being overly dramatic over a journey that hasn't even completed yet. I know that you are far better than this Marianne Smith. Not going to lie, but I feel uncomfortable standing in this cave all Croatian shit though.
Come on, don't just stare at me like a beta male, fuck me already. I could have both a cock and a vaginal, but in all seriousness, I could be your goddess.
Oh please do, carry on my love. Let's go see your younger brother. Bartholomew, welcome back. Marianne would have been here seeing you, but unfortunately she went back in time, and I thought she would never go back to her childhood, but she did. Unfortunately, Marianne passed away because she too had radical Christian parents, who believe in things like conversion therapy, the roast game, and just many other terrible things. I am so glad you're with me.
At least I'm back on planet Earth, hopefully to live to see another day, or for an entire lifetime like what was robbed from me by my former radical Christian parents. I only see the error in my ways as courage to defy all odds, but I lost it all. Now, I have fully recovered as a single being instead of a single file.
I know that the name Bartholomew is one that's hard to come by, but being a rarity does not mean that you are the only one that exists with that name. It's an alternate name for Matthew. Ebony is an alternate name for Ebonardo Wilbur Franklin Smith, my full name.
My full name is Bartholomew Matthew Paul St. John Smith, and it is one hell of a name to die for. I am not Jesus, for which I died of no sin. I am just here with you, Ebony. Stuck in a temporary timeline frozen in alternate space which is now known as daily reality, I can feel oxygen coming back again. What a time to be alive, Ebony.
Ha 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 ha. Me and Marianne have been talking about a boy like you for so long, probably too long.
I am way too fucking disappointed in her, so much in fact, that I wish she was my actual mother.
But she isn't, my boy. Neither am I your dad. I am not your typical wannabe father that just has to save a life to be opportune enough and something I had no prior experience of.
What are you doing it for then, if not just for kisses, a relationship, and even some pussy down the road?
I did it because now I know why baby Jesus was in a manger due to popular Christian folklore and mythology.
Yes, almighty God, please tell me why. I really want to know the truth.
He was born in the manger so other sheep won't interrupt their gathering. Sheep don't really eat humans, Humans ate humans. Why is the original folklore so inconsistent though? Maybe, just maybe, it's too sinful and unadulterated to be considered holy truth to the supposed word of God. Even if I were to completely make that up, it's at least better than believing the Bible your entire life only to grow out of it. A manger is where animals eat. Humans don't.
Oh, well, that was a close one. I am a fool to have followed the herd too deep. Thank you, Ebony. You are a real gutbuster of hard work, passion, and light-hearted curiosity.
I'm not finished yet. Why is then baby Jesus called the newborn king? Just so they can eat the God that made the baby beforehand? Or are we all sheep falling in the herd too deep?
There is no newborn king. Either God is dead, or the newborn is God.
I will let your body regain all the conscience it has since lost. Are you feeling better, my son? If so, that sounds amazing.
I feel so much better now, Dad.
Well, here we are. So long after marrying her and making sure she gets her wish. She dies in vain like a coward.
How so very shameful. She would have been a perfect mother model if she didn't have George Washington's hairdo for an excuse not to be.
If only I never met her before, I would have stayed a virgin.
Confound that bitch. She was nothing of value to me. You didn't even get to fuck her. She destroyed you and replaced me with the God she truly believed, but hid her faith from me and you. How untrue.
Confound that bewitched demon. If I jammed an egg straight up that cooch, I would make her an egg salad instead of assuming that she just hatched one hot steaming goose egg. Maybe that fucker's made of gold or something. If only that ass was just as worth it as having you by my side. Ha 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 ha.